What's up, guys? Today is November 9th, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how chasing perfection moves you backwards. So, when I think about making these videos, I want to make them perfect, or at least I want to make them really good. Like like all the other content you normally see on YouTube. I feel like it's super engaging. Everybody has good editing, and I feel like everybody is talking about something important. Or they have good topics. They have ideas and topics that you feel like you're missing out if you don't pay attention, if you don't watch the whole video through. And it's like I'll look at these channels and I see that they're a lot farther ahead than I am. They can speak to the camera a lot better than I am, and they can convey their thoughts a lot better than I currently am right now. And obviously I want to get more like that. I want to become better at conveying my own ideas, conveying my own thoughts, and I want to get closer and closer to producing quality content that people actually want to listen to, that the world actually rewards you for, right? But I feel like when I try to go and make a video like that, when I set my mind, I'm like, okay, I need to go make a video that's just as good as this guy's video over here. I need to be able to speak as well as this guy in this video over here. I feel like I kind of hit a wall, right? And then none of my ideas flow anymore. I'll sit down to try to like write down a topic and write a little bit about a topic that I want to talk about, and the ideas don't flow anymore. I'm not as creative as I feel like I should be. And then if I go sit down and record something, I'll hit the record button, I'll say a few words, and then I kind of just stop. I blank. Like there's like nothing inside my head after that. And I feel like I've kind of put a limit on myself by doing that, where by trying to create a really good video, a video that's on par with these other people who have been maybe even doing it for years, I I decide that I need to make my video perfect. And I can't make a perfect video. I don't think that's possible for anybody, but especially starting out. Like, obviously the videos that I'm going to make right now are not going to be as high level, as high quality, as engaging as the people who have been doing it for years, who have like figured out how to make engaging content, right? And when you set up like that, when you set yourself up to try and go create something perfect or something really good that's up to standard with people who are years and years ahead of you, I feel like you set yourself up for failure. Because why would you even start? Why would you even go work on a project? Go put yourself out there and work on something that you know is going to be deemed a failure, or at least you deem it a failure yourself, because it's not as good as somebody else's content, somebody else's video. It's gonna be really, really hard to find motivation or inspiration to go put some work, put some effort into something that is automatically gonna be considered a failure just because it's not as good as the people you're looking up to. And people obviously don't want to fail. They want to keep their egos intact. So it's just a really hard proposition to give your own brain to go and start something that you know you're automatically going to fail. And I feel like I noticed that when making these, like with the trying to create ideas, with trying to create a script of some sort, or just trying to sit down and say something, when I wasn't comparing myself to other people, other channels, and I wasn't trying to create like the next greatest video, or like my greatest video of all time or whatever. Like, when I wasn't trying to do that and I was just trying to push and upload, when I was just trying to put something out there, no matter if it was good or not, then it was a lot easier for me to speak my thoughts. It was a lot easier to do anything. It was more motivating. And I feel like maybe they even turned out a little bit better because I was speaking a little bit more freely. I wasn't trying to fit on the rails of perfection or like walk down the tightrope of perfection, because it's not really realistic or possible. So, and what the way you do progress is through failure and repetition. So if I were to compare myself trying to make 5 really, really good videos over a long period of time versus me pushing out like 100 okay bad videos, I would be a lot better off making 100 okay videos or decent videos than just 5 good ones, because of the repetition and all the experience that I get from putting that time in. So every time I make an okay video, I can see the failures, I can see the pitfalls looking back, I can rewatch them and see what I need to work on. And then I have you guys, I have people commenting, telling me what I can improve on as well. So I'll have 20 times more input or more feedback to learn off of, as long as, and I'll additionally have more feedback from the algorithm as well. Like if I make a video and by luck essentially it gets more views than the other ones, I can try to figure out why this video did better than like my previous ones, and then try to replicate whatever was working for that. And if I just try to make like 5 perfect videos, I wouldn't have the numbers, I wouldn't have the data, I wouldn't have the failures to improve on. My progress would be a lot slower, and I wouldn't have learned from so many mistakes because I didn't make as many mistakes along the way. So what I kind of wanted to come back to was that if you do try to chase perfection, you kind of miss out on the opportunity of getting better at all, because you don't let yourself fall and be bad and then try and fix that, and you don't let yourself iterate, and like therefore you kind of don't let yourself improve, because you can't fix what you don't know, what you haven't seen yourself fail on. And the thing is, like whatever new thing you want to start on, you're not going to be good in the beginning. Like nobody is good at something the first time they do it. Like maybe sometimes, maybe there's prodigies, but like for the most part, anything you begin with, you're gonna begin as a beginner. You're gonna be bad. And I feel like a lot of people fall into this negative cycle where you don't want to go do something because you're bad at it. So then you say, or your brain kind of decides that you're only gonna do it if you're good or when you get good at it. But that it's a fallacy. Like logically it doesn't make sense. You're only ever gonna get good at it if you go and do it and be bad at the start. And people will fall into this cycle where they only want to do the things they're good at, but you can't become good at anything if you don't begin and suck and then reiterate and learn from your mistakes. So I kind of feel like that's everything I have to say for today. But the lesson that I kind of wanted to take away from this is to not aim for perfection when you're doing something. That kind of sets you up for failure, and that sets you up to get paralyzed in a state of inaction where you know you're just not going to reach that level of perfection that you kind of sought after. So you may as well not even try. And that's not a good place to begin with. So I think you want to reframe it and work on making progress instead of creating perfection. And then that way you're more comfortable with being bad, and you can be happy when maybe you've created something that's not great, but it's a little bit better than what you had before. And then those small wins will build and compound. And then eventually you'll be really good if you stick to it long enough. So you get to where you wanted to be in the first place. That's kind of it for today. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, like, I really appreciate that. Thank you for that. And if you want to leave a comment or anything like that, let me know what you thought of this, or let me know what I should improve on in these videos. I'll reply to everybody. And if you want to leave a like or subscribe as well, that would help me out a lot. So thank you. That's it for today, and goodbye.